It was past 10 at night. The street drowned in silence. When I heard it, the growl of an old truck behind me. It slowed down, stopped, then reversed, crawling after me. Its headlights stretched my shadow across the ground. But in that moment, I realized something terrifying. That shadow wasn't mine alone. I thought it was just a driver watching me. But that night, something far darker was following me home. I grew up in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. When I turned 16, I got my first job at a Sonic located on the main boulevard of the town. The place always smelled of fried food, cherry limeades, and sweat. But I didn't complain. The tips were decent, better than I had expected, and my coworkers kept the shifts lively. The location was only a mile from my house. A straight shot down the boulevard, and then a right turn onto my street. My mom, who worked long night shifts as a nurse, usually needed the car. So I was left to walk home. Honestly, I didn't mind. I told myself it was just more steps on my Fitbit, another part of my daily routine. This was back in 2018, just after I had started my senior year of high school. Most of my shifts ran from 2:00 p.m. to 10 p.m. By the time I clocked out, the town had gone quiet. The boulevard that roared all day with engines and chatter turned into a hollow stretch of silence, except for the occasional car flashing by on its way to or from the interstate. That Tuesday in September had been brutal. We were slammed with dinner orders, and when I finally clocked out at 10:07, my feet ached like I had been walking on knives. I reeked of grease and sugar syrup. After waving goodbye to my coworkers, I stepped out into the empty night and began my usual walk home. The first half-mile down the boulevard was uneventful. A few headlights passed, then darkness settled again. But the moment I turned onto my street, the atmosphere changed. The neighborhood was old, lined with massive oak trees whose crooked branches swallowed up most of the streetlights. Their shadows turned the road into an uneven tunnel of darkness. Still, I had walked this path so many times that I knew every crack in the pavement, every house where a dog would bark the moment you passed. I was halfway down when I heard it, the slow growl of an engine behind me. A truck approached, its tires crunching against the gravel edge of the road. At first, nothing seemed unusual. But then, as it passed, the brake lights flared red, painting the street in a sinister glow. The truck stopped. A chill crawled up my spine. Then, as if replaying some nightmare, the vehicle shifted into reverse and rolled back until it was right behind me. The headlights swallowed me whole, flooding my back with blinding white. The truck moved forward at my pace, always keeping the same distance, no closer than 30 feet. No farther. It didn't try to run me down, but it didn't leave me. Either the engine purred, then occasionally revved, as if mocking my every attempt to quicken my steps. My hand tightened around my phone in my pocket. A voice inside begged me to run, but another voice whispered that running might trigger something far worse. After all, the driver hadn't broken any law yet, right? That thought rang in my skull, over and over, louder than my own footsteps. The truck shadowed me all the way to my house. When I finally turned into my driveway, its speed dropped until it nearly stopped. Then, slowly, it rolled forward again, disappearing into the dark stretch of road. I couldn't see the driver through the glare of the headlights. Couldn't even tell the truck's color, only that it was large, old, and heavy. Its presence like a predator lurking. I slammed through my front door. My mom was awake, still in her scrubs, watching TV. Her expression twisted the moment she saw me. I must have looked pale, shaken. She asked what was wrong, and I told her everything. Without hesitation. She dug into her purse and pulled out a pink and black taser, small enough to fit into my palm. "Take it," she said firmly. "Keep it where you can grab it quick. Tomorrow, I'll ask around about carpooling. You can take the car. I tried to argue, but she cut me off with that look, the one that meant her mind was made up. That night, I hardly slept. The image of those headlights creeping behind me replayed endlessly. What did the driver want? Why follow me without saying a word? By the next day, I had convinced myself it was nothing. Maybe they were lost. Maybe drunk. Maybe I had just been overreacting. That Wednesday's shift passed calmly. When I clocked out at 10:03, I tried to shake off the dread, but my mom's taser sat heavy in my pocket like a reminder. I turned down my street dot, and then the same sound. That engine. That low growl that I had heard the night before. The headlights spread across the pavement in front of me before I even dared to look back. My breath caught. This time, the truck didn't hang back. It pulled right up alongside me. The passenger window slid down with a mechanical groan. At the wheel was an old man, maybe in his 70s. His face was ghostly pale, framed by thinning white hair. He wore a plaid shirt that seemed older than I was. When he spoke, his accent cut through the night, heavy, foreign, Eastern European, maybe Russian. You need ride, he said, his voice strangely urgent. I shook my head, forcing myself to keep walking. No, thank you. I'm fine. It's not safe, young lady. Not safe to walk alone at night. I'm fine, I repeated, my voice thinner than I liked. I live close. But the truck crept forward, matching my pace. His eyes never left me. I insist. Get in. I will drive you. Something in the way he said it made me freeze. The truck stopped, idling in the middle of the empty road. Look, he continued, his voice softer now. I am neighbor. I live just houses down. The yellow house. With the bird bath. You know it. I did know it. 3 houses down. The old yellow place with the chipped paint and stone bird bath out front. I had seen an old truck in its driveway before, but never the man. You don't trust me. Fine. Then you drive. I give you wheel, but don't walk. Is not safe. What's your name? I asked, heart hammering. Dmitri. Dmitri Vulov. Your mother, Sandra. She knows me. Call her. Call now. My fingers trembled as I dialed my mom, never taking my eyes off him. She answered quickly. Hey, Mom, I whispered. There's a man here. He says his name is Dmitri Vulov. Says he lives in the yellow house. Do you know him? A pause. Then my mom's voice, calm but firm. Yes, I know Mr. Vulov. What does he want? He's offering me a ride. Take it, she said sharply. I'll explain when you get home. Just take it. My stomach turned. Against every instinct. Screaming inside me, I climbed into the truck. The air inside reeked of cigarettes and pine. Rosary beads swung from the mirror, and an Orthodox Christian icon was pinned to the dash. Dimitri's hands gripped the wheel tightly as he drove, slower. Then a crawl. I apologize, he said quietly. I scare you. But last night, I see something behind you. I follow with lights. I try to protect you. I stared at him, confused. What do you mean something? His knuckles widened. He shook his head. Not person. Not human. Too big. Too dark. Move wrong. Like animal. But not. Better you don't walk alone again. We pulled into my driveway. His eyes met mine, serious and grim. Tell your mother. Tell her what I said. You don't walk alone anymore. He waited until I stepped safely inside before rolling down to his own house. My mom was waiting in the living room. When I told her everything Dmitri had said, her face tightened. He told me the same thing, she whispered. He saw something following you last night. Something not like a man, not like a woman either. Just tall, thin. Wrong. The air in the room felt heavy. That weekend, we bought me a used Honda Civic. Mom insisted it was long overdue, but I knew better. She was afraid. And because of that, I was afraid to. Sometimes, even now, I see Dimitri sitting on his porch when I drive by. He always waves. I wave back, because if it weren't for him, I might not be here to tell you this story. So if you ever find yourself walking home alone in Tuscaloosa at night, don't